Good evening, you're watching ITV News Central. A Coventry firm which only started 4 years ago has won a major contract to help Nissan build its version of the London Black Cab. They could make thousands a year. The number of new jobs is being kept under wraps, but it could be in the hundreds. It makes interiors for Bentley, Rolls-Royce and Aston Martin. Our business correspondent Mark Goff has tonight's top story.
This is Nissan's version of the London Black Cab, and the Japanese firm has chosen a Coventry coach builder to help it produce perhaps thousands a year. The regular van bodies will be shipped from Nissan's plant in Barcelona and be converted to taxis in Coventry. It's a major contract which has delighted bosses.
Ecstatic. We've just won the most prestigious contract in the UK automotive industry today.
What will it mean for volumes of cars you're going to do here and also the numbers of people you'll employ extra?
Well, there'll be significant growth in the number of people. We'll be making anything from 500 vehicles a year up to a number of thousands as the project rolls on, because it's a long-term project. It's great for the city of Coventry. It's going to go on for many years.
And was there much competition for this contract?
Huge, international, and we won it.
It comes soon after the London taxi company was saved from collapse and resumed production in the city. This deal, of course, is great news for Coventry, the home of the London Black Cab, but it's also being seen as further confirmation that the car industry in the Midlands is growing, and the expertise of companies like this is sought after by the world's car makers. Mark Goff, ITV News, Coventry.
Dawn raids were carried out across the West Midlands today as part of a police crackdown on mobile phone fraud. Officers say criminals are using stolen handsets to claim brand new replacements. Callum Watkinson reports.
This may look like a drugs bust, but these officers aren't looking for methamphetamine or marijuana, but mobile phones. And evidence of involvement in what police allege is a new boom industry for organised criminals.
The operation that we've conducted this morning is targeting individuals that are taking stolen property, stolen mobile phones specifically, then abusing and making fraudulent claims against mobile phones warranty schemes, therefore returning or getting a replacement, what we would refer to as a clean handset.
2 mobiles recovered here showed up as lost or stolen on the national database.
Well, again, this has been reported as lost and stolen.
The so-called clean handsets can be sold for several £100s. Officers weren't sure who or exactly what they were looking for when they arrived at this address this morning. What they did know was that somebody here has received 32 replacement handsets from a leading phone manufacturer since 2010. In all, 9 addresses were raided, including 1 shop. 60 phones were seized and 4 arrests made on suspicion of money laundering. This is the beginning of a crackdown on this type of criminality.
These raids across the West Midlands Police area will continue, so I would send a very clear warning out there to persons that are involved in the replacement and the handling of these phones. This is not victimless crime. They are involved in criminality, and there will be consequences once they are brought to justice.
It was data from mobile phone manufacturers that led to this operation. The message left by the police today for anyone involved: they will come calling. Callum Watkinson, ITV News, Birmingham.
A main road was closed off this morning after a man was shot at while driving his car over the weekend. Officers have been carrying out searches on Dudley Road in Brierley Hill after the alleged attack at around 5 a.m. on Sunday. The driver, a 34-year-old man, wasn't injured. Detectives say they think it was a targeted attack. A former chief nurse at Stafford Hospital has been told she can never work as a nurse again after being found guilty of exposing patients to danger. Janice Harry consented to being struck off today after a hearing was told she failed to provide patients with enough food and water and called a colleague a waste of space. Police are hunting a man who was caught on CCTV using a woman's bank card 5 weeks after she was killed in a house fire in Coventry. This was the moment he was photographed withdrawing £300 earlier this month. Relatives only realised the money had been stolen when they tried to close the account. Police want anyone who recognises the man to come forward. Super strong beers and ciders could soon disappear from the shelves in Birmingham under new plans by the council's health committee. Councillors are considering whether to ask supermarkets and off-licences to remove the products voluntarily to help tackle the problem of binge drinking. Super strength drinks are often the preferred choice for heavy or young drinkers.
People who drink alcohol to excess do so with alcohol that's about 40% cheaper than you and I drink. They buy the very strong and cheap alcohol that's sold in stores and supermarkets. Often the alcohol is cheaper to buy than bottled water. They can get drunk for under £1, and that's kind of ridiculous.
Coventry's Ricoh Arena will be used by Leicester's under-21s tomorrow. The stadium currently doesn't have a team after the Sky Blues moved away to play their home matches in Northampton. Ricoh bosses have agreed to host the Foxes youth team match against Shrewsbury Town. Leicester aren't able to use Holmes Park as usual because of a waterlogged pitch. Kick-off is at midday. And staying with football, in the Championship tonight, Birmingham were beaten by Leicester 2-1. Peter Lovenkrands scored a late consolation goal for the Blues. Meanwhile, Derby came from 2-0 down to beat Yeovil 3-2. In League One, Coventry lost 2-0 at Leyton Orient. Wolves won 3-0 at Oldham and Walsall drew 1-1 at Swindon. Now let's get the weather from Lucy.
A short break. Whatever the weather. ITV Local Weather, sponsored by Centre Parks.
Hello, we'll turn up the heating. We've got a cold couple of days on the way with the chance of some sleet and snow showers as well as this area of low pressure sinks its way southwards. So what's going to happen as it moves is that it will bring an easterly wind in our direction, making it feel so much colder. That's by tomorrow. As for tonight, it's all about the showers. Showers on and off, but some quite heavy downpours. It will be a frost-free night though, the cloud acting like a blanket. And then tomorrow morning, showers on and off through the morning. The wind swings round to that easterly direction, so feeling so much colder and the chance of some sleet and snow showers on higher ground.
ITV Local Weather, sponsored by Centre Parks.
As always, you'll find updates on our stories on the website. Just go to itv.com/central. For now, though, from the late team, good night.